As you get older, three things happen. The first one is your memory goes. The other two, I can't remember. Hello, Governor. This is Rakai Steed, Noop from the Ville. And I want to say, we are here, back at it, Doctor Who, Season 6. This is Episode 2, Day of the Moon. I'm going to call this Forget Me Nots. Now, before we get started with the recap, first of all, a couple things. You need to like this post. Stop what you're doing. Hit the like button. It's not that hard. Second of all, share it. I don't care who you share it with. Share it with somebody. Number 3, if you are not already subscribed to my channel, click the button. Subscribe right now. Do it. It's not that hard. And then, of course, if you want to leave me a comment and just tell me about a time when you were a little bit more forgetful than you should have been, I understand. All right, so we started out. Episode 1 was crazy. One of the first things they did was kill the Doctor. Now, I know you're a Doctor Who fan, so killing the Doctor is not a huge thing. You know he's going to regenerate. Episode 1, they killed the Doctor, or they shot him. But then, while he was in mid-regeneration, they shot him again. So, what we find out is that the Doctor who got shot was 1100 and something years old. He was 200 years older than the Doctor that we knew. And the beginning, they opened up this episode with everybody's on the run. Everybody's being looked for. So they roll up on Amy, bust a cap in her. They roll up on Rory, bust a cap in him. And the person that's rolling up on him is the FBI agent who was rolling with them in episode 1. Remember, he's the one that got hit on the head. Ooh, night night. And he busts his head at the end of episode 1. They rolled up on River. Jesus Christ. They captured all of our peoples. You know, and River crazy like that. River, you know, just jump out of buildings and River wild. I like it though. So we get to this, looks like a military facility, some hangar somewhere, probably in the middle of Area 51, who knows. They are building something with these space age looking Lego bricks that look like they're the densest material in the world and nothing can get in or get out. And they build this, 12 by 12 room, basically a prison. And they put the Doctor in there. Jesus Christ. And then once they get all of our culprits, victims, in the same room, Callum goes in the door, locks the door behind him, but that is for them to check. And they did all this to make sure that the silent are not in the room. So now that the silent are in the room, they can talk freely. Oh, and wait a minute. Since Callum is the only one who could get in and out of the room or whatever, there's a special door, special lock. Guess what's also in the room? The TARDIS. Yeah, we got a way out. So the silent will think that we're in the prison in the room, but don't know that we got a way out. The Doctor comes with a plan. He puts a thing in their hand and it grafts onto the bone in their hand. And all they have to do is press the palm of their hand and they can leave themselves a message in it. It'll glow red or orange in their palm anytime that they see the silent. So even when they turn around and they forget, they'll see their palm glowing and know they have a message to themselves. The episode just devolves into madness there. We learn that the silent are everywhere. They've been around for thousands of years and they have been manipulating everything because they can get people to do what they want through sort of kind of brain waves, telepathy, like Charles Xavier. But they have this thing where they suck in and they, put their palm out and take all your life force or something, kill you, you disintegrate or something like that. The silent are everywhere, and the problem is you never remember seeing them. So they end up going to a sanatorium where they suspect is a concentration of the silent. It's 1969, but the sanatorium was supposed to have closed in 1967. And the little caretakers walking around talking about like this place, like the plan is that's what they're going to do is close it. And they're like, wait, it was supposed to close 2 years ago. What are you talking about? That's what you're going to do. Come to find out that is where they have been, they were taking children, the orphan children, and, using their life force or essence or whatever. And there is a nest of the silent in this place as well. And they all split up for some stupid reason. They split up, and you see Amy, she starts marking on herself every time she sees them. So she's marking on her arms every time she sees them. And then before you know it, she turns and looks at a reflection in the mirror. She's got the marks all over her face, like she has marked her whole body up. She sees them so much. Amy had gotten taken. She disappeared. And they took the little thing out of her hand. The silent ended up telling the doctor, listen, Labadi, it don't matter what you did with all them other people that came to Earth. We been here. We run this. And the doctor's like, no, I got something even better. And what the doctor did was he got when he was looking at the silent, he had, I guess, smuggled in a cell phone from modern times, with a camera phone from modern times, and recorded the silent telling them, listen, every time we see y'all, this is on site. We run this. We've been running things, manipulating things for thousands of years. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So in 1969, what the doctor does was he uses the broadcast that's seen all over the world of the rocket going to the moon. One of the biggest television events in history. He finds a way to use his cell phone, his camera phone, and jack into the feed so that everyone around the world watching that broadcast sees the video of the silent. And when they see that video of the silent, they are told to kill them on sight. Off top. When you see them, don't turn around. You're going to forget. Kill them on sight. This makes the entire earth uninhabitable for the silent, because they now know that every time they are seen, everyone who has seen that broadcast will kill them on sight. Yay, our little crew is back together and everything is worked out for the better. Or has it? We find out that Agent Callum was put out of the FBI because he did want to marry a black man. 1969. And they're not as advanced or as progressive as we are today. So that was heavy. Even the director of the FBI or the president said, he's like, you want to marry a black girl, it's cool. And he said something to the effect of, his husband or, and the president's like, oh, yeah, let's just, pump the brakes, my boy. The doctor scans Amy, and the scan comes up inconclusive. It won't say whether she's pregnant, she's negative, positive, negative, positive. It keeps playing. But overall, these 2 episodes were fantastic, and what a way to start off a new season. I love my quotes. And a quote that I particularly like right now is by Baal Shem. And he says, forgetfulness leads to exile, while remembrance is the secret of redemption. Forgetfulness does put you on an island. And one of the easiest themes to glom onto in this particular episode was the fact that they had a whole villain in front of them the entire time, on the side of them, behind them, around them. And every time, and even if they looked them in the face, every time they recognized the villain, as soon as they took their eyes off of them, they forgot. To forget is dangerous. I did an earlier deep dive where I talked about dementia and early onset of Alzheimer's. But for someone who doesn't have that, someone like myself who's getting more vintage, that's right, you heard what I said, vintage. Forgetfulness is a real issue. I used to have a mind like a steel trap. I never forgot anything. And there's a lot of things I remember now, but now I need more prompting. I need more prodding. But sometimes I'll walk into a room and forgot why I walked into the room. You could tell me something 10 minutes ago. Yeah, I don't remember. Which is crazy because my kids, that's like their normal operating mode. They don't. And I guess it's just a thing of being a kid. When I was a kid, it wasn't that I didn't remember it. I didn't remember it because when you were telling me, I didn't care. And what I'm saying is you get more vintage. You tend to forget some of the things that you even care about. Sometimes that is people, places, things, important facts. That's why we have this overwhelming reliance on our devices, our cell phones, and all these things we can't take our eyes off of. Is it because we can't live without it? No. But we can't live without it because, unfortunately, my life is in that damn thing. All my appointments, all my phone numbers. You ask me my mother's phone number right now. When she got rid of her home phone number, I know her home phone line number to this day. But when she got rid of that home phone a few years ago and went to a cell phone only, I don't know that damn number. I look for her number in my phone or the last time I called her and hit that to call her again. I don't know her number. It is what it is. One of the worst things about this episode was that the doctor, he creates such chaos. He created an entire world of would-be assassins. I understand the silent are a threat, and they manipulate people. And they manipulate you to do whatever, tell you to kill someone. And because they pushed you to do something, the minute you're not looking at them anymore, you've forgotten that you saw them. But somehow you still have this inclination to do the thing that they told you. The doctor told people to kill them on sight. And I get it. And maybe asking them nicely to get off our planet wouldn't have worked. They said, we've been here thousands of years. We was here before y'all. I wonder how the Silent and the Silurians got along. Say that 5 times fast. Would that make a difference to you? To know that you were an assassin? That you killed people but then couldn't remember it? How would that mess with your psyche? I don't have a whole lot about this episode. Like, the way that season 6 is starting off so far is just, these first 2 episodes are, wow, bananas. I do know that there are foods, things, if you change your diet, there's things that you can take, even some pills. I don't suggest over-the-counter pills or prescription pills, but there are foods, things that are in your food to help you retain your memory, help your memory get better. I don't know, probably like the fatty acids in fish and omega-3 oils and all that type shit. I do know that Adrian 40 said, memory only becomes interesting through its struggle with forgetfulness. Makes me think of a scene in Game of Thrones, where Bran Stark is now the three-eyed raven, and are going to make their last stand at Winterfell. And the Night King, the Winter King, and the Army of the Dead are coming for him. And everybody's like, why you? Why do they want to kill you? And he said, memory is what sets us apart. If you wanted to get rid of the world of men, make them forget everything. Forget past accomplishments, achievements, important people, important dates, things, places. You make them forget it all, we become mindless puppets that wake up and do the same thing day and out. We can be controlled because nothing has any weight anymore. Nothing has any importance. It's kind of like in Coco. The most important thing in that was family. You had to remember your family. I know this is not the first time I've talked about remembering or memory or loss of. You know, I think about how as I get more vintage, say it with me, people, vintage, that my mind is almost like the Bermuda Triangle. You know, things can go in, but ain't no telling if they're going to come out or not. No, the thing about it is, if you've ever seen someone with dementia or Alzheimer's, and it's someone who was important to you and they forgot you, they can look at you dead in your face and not know who you are. It is the saddest thing ever. It's hurtful because forgetfulness is the darkness. Mindfulness is the light. And as we become more vintage, you start to lose that battle with mindfulness and slip into forgetfulness. I challenge you to do this. Do more things to sharpen your memory. There are plenty of YouTube videos. I'm not leaving the link to any of them because I haven't done them and I don't know if they work. So on this, do your own research. And I know when y'all say do research, that means that you're going to Google something or go to YouTube. That's not great research, but it's a start. Do some things and see if they work for you to remember. This is Rakai Steed, Newt from the Ville. I told you in the beginning, I'll tell you again. Like, comment, share, and by all means subscribe. We are still having a giveaway for some merch. Once we hit our 4,000 viewing hours, we're close. We're getting there. One of my favorite videos to go in and watch is On the Brink, Vincent and the Doctor, Season 5, Episode 10, Doctor Who. Excellent, excellent video where we had a great discussion. And it's about mental health because I am an advocate for mental health, especially in men. We need a safe place to be able to share, and actually me being on here is part of my therapy. Remember, it needs to be about this. And in this episode, about this more than anything. But never, ever forget that it needs to be about this.